This looks awfully complex, doesn't it? And if it does, that's good, because every one of these red arrows shows HIV in the spike protein. This work comes from Luc Montagnier. Dr. Montagnier is the premier virologist in Paris, France. Dr. Montagnier got the Nobel Prize for identifying HIV. So if there's anybody on planet Earth who ought to be able to tell you that HIV exists in this spike protein, that's the man. And oh look, where he used to be professor and chair at, that's been deleted from the internet as well. That's the same place that Zhang Li presented and now got wiped off the face of the internet and off the face of the planet. Dr. Montagnier identified 18 RNA fragments that match HIV and SIV. This is simian, or monkey, grade 8 immune deficiency virus. If you look at it, remember I told you about PRRA? That's 4 amino acids, and every amino acid requires 3 nucleotides. That's 12, right? 12 nucleotides. Mutations occur 1 nucleotide at a time, not 12. Okay? That's an insert. If you think that's bad, look at the HIV insert. 590 amino acids or 1,770 nucleotide bases that match HIV-1. Now, understanding that mutations occur 1 nucleotide at a time, scientifically, I'd like somebody to justify to me how that's possibly a mutation. That doesn't happen. This is the man who defines it. Every one of these red arrows and every one of these are the nucleotides that match HIV. That's why there's so much up there. It's like the funding. It's not one. It's not just a little. It's a lot. So we got the HIV, the PRA insert that we're going to talk about. This is, if you know, so the spike protein is actually made up of S1 and S2. Spike protein part 1, spike protein part 2. And this is how it lays out. Now you've heard of the ACE2 receptor, cookies top shelf, okay? It takes 4 receptors for this virus to get into you. Step 1, ACE2 receptor, right here. Step 2, TMPRSS2, transmembrane protein series 2. You want to know why black people get more infected than non-black people? It's because they have more TMPRSS2 receptors in their nose. Okay? That's right here. Third step, the furin cleavage site. That's PRRA, furin cleavage site. Okay? That is right here. And step 4 is neuropilin NRP1, neuropilin 1, which helps it get into the brain. Okay? Now, we're going to go back and concentrate just on the PRRA right here. This part, S1, is where that's at. That's the stable part. Every mutation shows up on this part, the unstable part. So this PRRA insert is in the stable part of the spike protein. And we know that. Oops, I did a little bit better for you. There's the sequence. The furin cleavage site is right down here. Remember I said 12 nucleotides? There they are that make these 4 amino acids. Okay? And if we go over here, these are all the known coronaviruses, and you've heard about pangolin and all the others. They're listed up here. Only SARS-CoV-2 has this PRRA. This is the genetic number, the nucleotide number, so we know exactly where that insert is. They did a great job of designing this, but when you have science on your side, you can find where these things are and find the exact numbers and compare them. That's what Montagnier did for the HIV stuff. He also showed the PRRA, and the rest of the spike protein is, you know, everybody sequences out. We know it's there. It's critical and this paper shows it's critical, PRA is essential to infecting human cells. It's the furin cleavage site, and guess who owns the patent for the insertion of the enzymes related to the furin cleavage site? That's the insertion of it. Oh, it's us, NIH, the US government. And it owns it because it paid for it. And what's it useful for? It's useful for HIV to glycoprotein 120 and tumor progression, because this virus also shuts down the p53 system, which we're not going to really talk about, except the p53 system protects you from cancer, and this virus helps shut it down.